Right, let's see what's cooking. If you're wondering why I'm baking this tail light, you might guess correctly that I'm trying to dry it out. And don't worry, it hasn't been too hot. That's only been on at 50 degrees Celsius. So this light was getting a bit of condensation in it, and it tended to appear over here at the bottom along this edge. It seems to be a common issue on Golfs, a common issue on lots of cars actually. And obviously it's a case of moisture getting inside it somehow. The possibilities are this seal, which is where the light cluster actually goes, and I've taken that seal out. So one possibility is to look at that. Another possibility is this foam seal on the back here, which is where it mounts to the car. And if that fails, then two things can happen. Number one, you might get water in the boot of the car. And number two, you'll see that there are some holes there in this section, which would allow water to enter the light assembly if the foam was no good. So you could replace that foam if it was really stuffed, but I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this. What I'm going to do is put some silicone grease on it to try to help, and I'm going to do the same on this one. So the point of putting it in the oven, of course, is to dry it out, but there's no point going too crazy with that. I mean, obviously you want to get rid of any water that you can see in it, but this is not actually a sealed unit, because if you this goes on there, of course, but then looking at it from the inside, you see these holes here. The big hole, this one, is where the screw goes through, but you'll notice that there are those other holes, and those, and also the electrical connector. You can see that you can see through from the inside. Those are the where the clips go. So all of this actually doesn't seal. It seals from the outside, but it doesn't seal from the inside of the car. So air from the interior of the car can pass through here. I mean, I think these holes are actually deliberate vents. So, you know, run your air conditioning and keep your car nice and warm and dry. And the air inside this light housing will essentially share that environment. So this is silicone grease. It's nice and solid, thick stuff, so it isn't going to want to run anywhere. What I'm going to do is just run it around this lip here with a slight bias towards the inside, because there is a lip on the inside of the grommet. And I'm just going to do much the same thing to the light housing. I'm using these cotton earbuds to do this. Used the same things to clean in here earlier. We just want a light film around here, we don't want a mess. And the idea of this is just the silicone grease will help the seal along a little bit. Just make its life a tiny bit easier, especially as it's quite old now. This car's 13 years old. So nothing is as good as it was when it was new. And the silicone grease will just fill in tiny little possible gaps that are forming as the rubber is aging. Alright, so with that gasket home, put this carefully back in place. This would be an ideal time to renew the light bulbs, by the way, if you need. And since I'm showing you the reverse of disassembly, you see there are these clips here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around. A little bit awkward to get this off, but not too difficult. Just take your time and make sure you don't break any. There we go. Now the final possibility for leaks, of course, is in the join between the polycarbonate between the lens and the black plastic all around here. So, and this is the top, so if it was going to leak, it would probably be there, this joint. But to fix that, you would have to heat the whole thing up and then pry it apart very carefully and re-glue it. And that's not something I'm going to be doing today. So we're out at the car again. And just to prove my point about what I was saying before, if you look in here, you can see the redness of the lens in the background there. The point is that this is not sealed internally. Of course, this mates up against this on the car body, and on the other side of that is just, the car cabin. So you can never get a perfect seal. You just need to keep the water from the outside from getting inside. So when you took to take the headlight out, you get in behind the carpet in the boot, and you undo this white plastic screw, which I'm now tightening. I've also put a little bit of silicone grease between the plastic and the paint here, just because it turns on the paint when you tighten it and loosen it, which makes life a little bit easier. And you essentially turn it until it stops. And in doing this, this spring is compressing that foam gasket against the body of the car, and that's what gives us that first line of sealing. That's effectively stopped there, nice and tight. And you see it's behind this carpet in the boot. That's how you might address that condensation in these taillights. I hope that was helpful. Have fun.